So, this story here is kind of cracking me up, and I felt compelled to share just because I think it's comical. This Las Vegas homeowners claim that their $1 million homes are falling apart. I mean, that's one hell of a crack. Okay, and they're having issues with their foundations. There's all these gaps and everything in their foundations and everything too. Everything's cracking up over there, and you know what? That's what y'all get. Sorry, not sorry. I do not feel sorry for these people at all. Okay, when you like hijack water, essentially they hijacked water from the Lake Mead. And when they finally got this completed several years ago, and they dammed up this water and prevented it from going into Lake Mead. Of course, the Lake Mead water levels dropped. And guess what that did? That created a situation where the conservationists and the local self-proclaimed leaders and legislators in Nevada were able to use that as an excuse to declare a water emergency, which then gave the Southern Nevada Water Authority um, the right to go through and just start restricting people's use. I mean, they outlawed water. The residents here are under restricted use of water because we have a water shortage. And I'm seeing all these ads and commercials all the time talking about water conservation and you can only water certain days of the week. Everybody has a day when they're allowed to water their plants and their trees and their grasses and everything. And they've outlawed grass. All right. So essentially, it's the residents of Henderson and these surrounding areas that are feeling the pain from it. Okay. So these people's homes falling apart. That's what you get. You built your properties, your multi-million-dollar homes on unstable land, and you should have known. You should have already known because there were issues already from several years ago about the ground cracking up in North Las Vegas. Actually, all the way around here, there's properties and lands because this whole area is full of fault lines. Okay, and you have all these people having issues with their foundations and their homes cracking up and everything because this is not stable territory. It's not stable land because this was all strip mined. This was all stripped out and then backfilled. Okay. So it's not stable and there's fault lines all over. And I do think it's very curious too. There was a fire that erupted at a solar plant down in Boulder City. And I mean, we're talking, these are like the lithium type of fires and stuff that are almost impossible to put out. And that was down in this area here. But, they put these solar farms up on these dried up lake beds. So essentially, they have this very good reason or cause. They have an invested interest in keeping this area high and dry by using climate engineering and geoengineering techniques, where they are creating this high pressure dome. And all of these solar fields are contributing to the high pressure, to the heat dome that we have. And the reason why we've been having 120-degree days here in the valley. Okay. And there are people dying from heat related deaths because they have an invested interest in keeping it dry. All right. And I can't find any sympathy in any of my bones whatsoever for any of these people here at Lake Las Vegas that are having issues with the foundations on their homes and their homes are cracking up and falling apart. No sympathy for you. That's what you get. And there's been issues with Lake Las Vegas resorts for a very long time. Okay. So they're getting what they deserve as far as I'm concerned. Just saying, they're getting what they deserve. And it's interesting because, like I said, this was posted up in 2022 talking about homes that were having issues in North Las Vegas. You know, it's just getting worse. People's homes are falling apart. Big holes have opened up, and it just, you know, you get what you deserve. This whole area is full of fault lines, and it's the same thing that's going on. That will be happening as it has been happened in California with mudslides and high end housing and mansions sliding down these hills. This is Black Mountain here, and they are just really building this up. They're building right up the side of the hill. And again, it's one of those things where these people that have invested billions, I'm talking about billions of dollars with these home builders that have invested money into these homes that they're putting up on these hills. They have an invested interest in preventing any water from flowing into this valley. Okay, they're keeping us high and dry to protect these homes and protect these investments that they have made. People are dying. Like I said, people are dying from heat related deaths more than ever before here because we've had 120-degree days and nights because it doesn't cool down at night. When they create that high pressure dome, which all these solar fields and everything are contributing to that because it essentially, as the sun comes over and hits these panels at these solar farms, a certain amount of that heat, a certain percentage of that heat is being reflected and energy being reflected back up into the upper atmosphere and up into the layer of the atmosphere just above us, and it's helping to contribute to this heat dome effect, which prevents any moisture from coming in. Any moisture that builds up over here in the Cali coast, as soon as it gets even close to Las Vegas, this heat dome effect that they have right over us, right over this whole area here, just dissipates all that moisture, and we don't see it. So essentially, they're robbing this valley right now. They're robbing the Las Vegas Valley of moisture, of rain, of a vital resource. Okay, and they're trying attempting to control it, and they need to keep these dried lake beds dry as well. So they have an invested interest because of the solar farms that they've put up and all of these multi-million dollar homes that they keep putting up on these hills. Y'all are going to end up sliding down that hill when that moisture is finally allowed to flow again, when they're forced to stop their climate engineering and their geoengineering tactics and all that moisture starts flowing again, y'all are going to have more mudslides just like California. All the same people that have pretty much done the same thing with California, where you have land subsidence and mudslides and homes sliding down the hills, are the same people that have made their way over here into the Las Vegas Valley, and they're doing the same exact thing, the same exact tactics, the climate engineering, the geoengineering, the cloud seeding, everything. All of that combined is creating a situation that has become deadly for some people. And I have no sympathy for these people at Lake Las Vegas. None. Not even a little bit. In fact, I think it's hilarious that y'all's homes are falling apart. I think it's hilarious. Their homes are cracking up and so am I. It's just it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to see how the conservationists around here, either they're stupid or they're knowingly allowing it to happen. And then we did local leaders and legislators recently claiming that they were going to declare some another emergency due to the water and the heat, a heat emergency. Y'all are creating it. Y'all are creating these situations with the heat and with the drought. Y'all are contributing to it. And whether y'all at the conservationist offices know it or not, you are complicit. And I suspect that a good majority of them are just ignorant, that they're just allowing it to happen because they just think that they're doing what's best, you know? And even Red Rock over here, the Red Rock conservationists, they just had approved a few years ago for a cloud seeding program where they got $1 million from the residents and from the taxpayers to fund their cloud seeding programs. Okay. And there's something fishy going on with that. I might have to do an updated video on a character that was sitting there talking about how, oh, we need to do this. We need to take advantage of it when we see a system coming in from the West Coast. We need to seed it, and he made a statement about how, "Oh, well, I don't know how it all works. I just know what the machines look like." Yeah, you're a freaking idiot, and any of these Red Rock conservationists are freaking idiots too. So, I just I just felt compelled to share that story of these people's homes at Lake Las Vegas falling apart because I think it's funny. Their homes are cracking up, and it's cracking me up because y'all are getting exactly what you deserve. Exactly what you deserve. Just saying.